Good afternoon, I'm Caden Robinson, here to celebrate our annual Black History Month program. Today we have a special guest, Miss Renee Kelly, who is Chief of Staff for Knox County Schools. Miss Kelly, how are you?
I'm fantastic, blessed to be here.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming to speak with us. And you were actually a graduate of Fulton, so I just want to know how it feels to be back here.
There's a saying, you can never come home again, but I feel right at home. As soon as I pulled in the parking lot, it brought back so many fond memories.
So describe how your experience was at Fulton.
Oh my gosh, my experience was incredible. I came to Fulton as a freshman in 1982 and met some of my lifelong friends here. It was here where I really believed that I could be somebody and that I could make a difference. And we talk a lot about the Fulton family. It was the Fulton family that poured into me, and so I by no means want to sit here and give the impression that I got to where I am by myself, because I didn't. There were lots of people at 2509 North Broadway that helped me make it happen.
So have you noticed any differences, coming back from, in terms of the dynamic of the school now compared to when you went to school?
I think the dynamics in the greater Knoxville community have changed, but I wouldn't say that a lot has changed here. I think that Fulton has been, and will be just a place where people care about one another.
Absolutely.
And there's just a great sense of community here. So while I do think in the greater community things are shifting, I don't feel that way here.
So, like I said, you are Chief of Staff for Knox County Schools. What would you say to any Black students who hope to be in a position that you are now? Just being in that very esteemed position.
I would say, first, you have to believe in yourself.
Right.
Because if you don't, who will? I think, secondly, even when I was a 14-year-old freshman, I had a plan. I had a plan for my life. I had goals. And I would encourage people sitting in classrooms now to just think about who you want to be and how you're going to get there.
Right.
One of my favorite quotes is, "A dream without a plan is just a wish." So if you're dreaming but you don't have a plan, there are a lot of people that get to a place in their life and they say, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I didn't.
Right.
So have a plan, make goals, and I think most importantly, don't quit. Like, whatever you start, don't quit. I came to Fulton, didn't quit. I went to UT, didn't quit. I was at one point a substitute teacher, didn't quit, became a teacher, then an assistant principal, then a principal. So if you persevere and you're diligent, whatever you want to become, it's only you that can stop you from becoming it.
Well, that's very inspiring. What's something valuable that you've taught a student throughout your years within the school system?
What I hope I've taught my students is not to put limits on yourself. I was an English teacher, a brand new English teacher, and I inherited a classroom from a teacher that retired. Well, as a new English teacher, I was assigned to teach what was considered the below grade level kids. But I inherited this classroom that had been an honors classroom. So I took the materials that were in my class and I taught my kids. Only to find out later I wasn't supposed to use those resources to teach that particular class. But what I learned from that experience is what I expected of them, they delivered. And so I have below grade level students doing honors work. And I ran into one of my former students at a gas station, and he remembered that. He was like, "Do you remember when you believed in us, and even when you weren't using the right materials to teach us, you thought we could, so we did." And so that's what I hope I've modeled for my students, that again, the only limits people can put on you are those that you let them put on you.
So as we were talking about Fulton and recently AE, I think I want to just ask you considering that there's a lot of stigma around schools like Fulton AE that have a very large minority population within their schools, there's definitely a lot of negative stereotypes towards those schools. What do you think we can do to change those stereotypes?
I think one of the things that we can do to change stereotypes is to combat them with who we are, what we say, how we act. In most meetings, I'm one of a few females, but typically I'm the only person of color in the room. And I hope break down stereotypes just by being who I am all day, every day. So if someone had a misconception about me because of videos they watch or rap that they hear, I think just me being in that room saying, I deserve to be here just like you, confronts anything that they would have thought about somebody that looks like me.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the questions we had. Thank you so much for coming to talk with us, and that's all signing out from WKCS Studio. Thank you, and happy Black History Month.